Hello, my name is Sevin Philips, and I'm here to talk about developing close relationships. It's one of those things that a lot of us struggle with. We want to have deep and meaningful relationships. Some of us don't have many deep relationships in our lives, and we long to feel more close and more connected. Some of us are with somebody, we've been with somebody for a long time that we love dearly, but we feel disconnected from. We feel like we've fallen out of love, and we feel distant, even living in the same house. Now this can be the case for whether it's family members, friends, lovers, or children that we have. All these areas are ways we want to feel closer to people. And that's something I think as human beings we all experience. There's three factors that I think greatly enhance the capacity to feel close, and I'm going to tell you what they are. They're actually very simple as far as following the instruction. They may be a little difficult to do though, but they really work, which is what is the most important part of this video. The first thing is being curious. When you're curious about who somebody is, you're really sharing with them that they're important, that they matter, and that you want to know who they are. And when they do the same to you, it just feels really good. And the thing about curiosity is it's an art that I think as adults we lose touch with. Children do it really well. If you watch them, they're curious about the world. There's so much that they don't know. And I think when we get older, we learn a lot about life and about each other, but then we fall asleep and we kind of forget that we continue to change over time. We really need to continue to ask with curiosity about what matters most. What concerns you the most? What are you thinking about your life? What do you hope for in your life? And really staying close to those subjects. The second part is remembering. So once you've been curious and you ask and you know what's important, it could be like your relationship with your mom. I know you had a difficult time, with her your last vacation, and how's that going? Hey, last week you told me that, your boss had that big thing to tell you and it was a really big blow for you. How's that going? It could be anything, but you want to remember what it was, and you want to, most importantly, ask about it. That's the second key to remembering, is asking the person, how's that going? It lets them know that they matter. Now the third, and this could be perhaps the most difficult for most people, is being vulnerable about who you are with the people you love. And the reason why I think it's a little tricky is some of us feel much safer keeping the focus on the other person. I can ask you questions about yourself and remember and ask you how that's going very easily, but if I tell you who I am, I'm risking something, because you might not like it. You might not like me. You might not respect me if you knew how I really feel about something or somebody. So it's a risk, but the reason why it's worth the risk, and I know this from really personal work that I've done in my life, is that when we share the good, the bad, the ugly, like a spaghetti western, all of ourselves, we are closer to other people. Thing is when I share at a group level, which I've done, about parts of my past that have been very, vulnerable to share and real and meaningful to me, and sometimes not so pretty, I have people lining up to say hello, to tell me how they feel about what I shared or how they relate to it. And when I have not shared so much about my heart or my past or who I really am, I've noticed there's a lackluster, almost an absence of connection that I feel from people that I speak with. And what this tells me is that there's a human connection that when other people hear about who you really are, they also feel touched, because they're like you. They have struggles, they have trials, they have tribulations. We all struggle if we're really honest. And when you share yours, it gives other people permission to share theirs. And the point of all this is when you share yourself, someone knows who you really are, not just who you want them to think you are. And that's how we get close. All these things really help develop close relationships. So remember, be curious about who someone is, ask questions that are meaningful and deep and intimate about who someone is or what they want in their lives or what matters. And when they do, check in about that thing and ask about it later on. How's that going? Remember what they said and ask about it. And most importantly, give something back. Tell them who you are.